want. Yep, because I love you, because we're called to love the world. Nah, that's bullcrap. But what it is it's a kind of love that says, I don't need to worry as much about you loving me in response or in return. I don't need anything back from you as much because I'm already covered.
Yeah, so good.
I'm already covered. So now I can love you without needing anything in return. You know what that does? It breaks the barter system. Suddenly we begin to love like our Creator who loved us first because we're looking at Him and saying, your love never fails. That means your love will never fail me. That means it's never going to run out. That means it's never going to stop coming. It's never going to stop flowing in and through me. Therefore, you will always provide that love for me. And I don't need to worry that I'm going to need to get it from somebody else.
Yeah, that's good.
So then we start loving like Jesus loves. Why? Because we look at Him and He sacrificed everything. The entirety of what He did is saying, you cannot give me anything back. I love you and you cannot give me anything. There's nothing that you can do for me. There's nothing that you can give me. There's nothing that I need from you. AKA, y'all, you got to stop deciding that you need to be good enough for God, because what the understanding of love is that He's not looking for anything from you. Because He's looking to give everything to you through His love in His Son. This is a love that will change the freaking world. This is a love that is going to revolutionize your life, your friends' lives, your family's lives, your school's lives, your co-workers, your sports teams, you name it. It will begin to change things, because then and only then will people look at it and say, this is different.
Yeah.
What in the world? What is your angle? Y'all come into this place, and I guarantee you, some of you are weirded out by the fact that there could be leaders and people that actually are interested in your lives and don't want anything from you. Because our initial response is always to ask, what's their angle? What do they want? What do they want back from me? Because nothing is ever free. Why? Because we understand love in the way that we do it here on earth, in America especially. It's a barter system. You're always looking for something back. So what do you want? And when we're able to look at you and say, nothing, I actually don't want anything from you. I want a relationship with you. When you're able to look at that, that starts to mess with our minds, because you can't comprehend that that's even possible. You want to know why? Because you haven't experienced that kind of love before. You want to know why we can't give that kind of love? Because you can't give something you don't have. AKA, you have to have received that gift in order to give that gift to somebody else. In other words, you actually have to look within yourself and ask yourself, have I ever received the gift of love? That Jesus is saying, I don't want anything from you. I want everything for you. This is a love that is sacrificial. It's a love that actually took blood. And He's looking at you and saying, that's the kind of love I have for you. You cannot do anything for me. There is nothing you can do. There is nothing you can do. There is nothing you can do. So y'all, we don't need to worry about being good people. I keep hearing that phrase over and over and over again. I just need to be a good person. Oh, I'm a good person. Screw that. What if we just started to identify ourselves as a loved person?
Wow.
What if we started to just identify ourselves as a person who has received that love from God, that He says, yeah, you can't give me anything in response. So the only thing that we do in response is worship. Because what do you do from a person that has given you such a huge gift, that you know that it took them and they sacrificed in order to give that to you, and they gave it to you anyways? How do you respond? Usually you would probably run up to them and give them a massive hug. You would thank them. If it was a big enough gift, like your freedom, you might fall on your knees at their feet and just say, thank you. I should have never gotten that gift, and you gave it to me anyways. Thank you. Thank you. You know what that act is, y'all? That act is what we call worship. You know why we do worship before and after service? It's because it's for those who have understood what they've been given, that gift of love that isn't asking for anything from you, that all your response is, that all that we have to respond is just to say thank you. Thank you. So we sing praises to God. We give him our hearts and we give him our souls and we give him our attention. Why? Because that love that he has given you is worth everything. And it changed the game. And now you can live out of a place of freedom where you don't have to fight for your own love, where you don't have to fight to find it from everybody else, and where you don't have to constantly be digging and searching and asking everybody around you, do you love me? Can you love me? Will you love me? Are you going to love me? Does anybody love me? Nobody loves me. Because God's saying, no, I got a love for you that is going to change the game. Because it is a love that is so profound, so deep, your culture has no clue how to even palate it. They don't even have any idea how to take it in their minds or in their hearts. Because y'all only know this passive, like, weak, cheap kind of love. And the kind of love that I'm giving you is valuable, and it is passionate, and it is life-changing, and it is going to rock the foundation of your culture if you would begin to step into it.
Yeah.
Yo, why are you settling for cheap love when you have the opportunity to step into life-altering love that never fails?
Yeah.
Then we begin to embody that love. And this is where family comes back in. Because when you look at the crash, and we talk about the crash, and we talk about family, y'all look at this dysfunctional type of family, and that's literally what you start thinking. It's dysfunctional, it's weak, like, it's here one moment, it's not trustworthy, it's selfish. But you take that word love, and you transition it into the way that God defines it, suddenly you go back. You go back to that 1 Corinthians verse. She's got it. You replace the word love with family, and then watch what you got. Family is patient. Family is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Family does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Family never fails.
Wow.
You want to know why gangs are so big? You want to know why people will join the military? You want to know why people will look for clubs? You want to know why people will find like-minded people? It's because everybody wants to belong somewhere. Every single person in this room, whether you're willing to admit it or not, is looking to belong and for someone to say that you are worth fighting for. That there's a place of loyalty where they're looking for your best interest as much as you're looking for theirs. Where you can look at someone and say, I belong here, this is my home, these people would die for me and I would die for them.
Yeah.
Did you know the original concept of that actually came for the church?
Yeah.
It was not given to the gangs. Jesus actually came up with that long before, and he said, you know where I want that embodied? In my church.
Yeah.
That is what the crash was meant for, y'all. The crash was not some social place where you can come and hang out and find friends and meet your girlfriend and hang out and do your thing. The crash, if you do that, whatever, that's cool. But what the crash was designed for was to revolutionize your thinking, give you hope, and then give you the tools. Because Jesus' kind of ministry said, come and watch, now go and do.
Yeah.
And what this place is, the exact point of this place is to say, come and see, come and see. Come and see what real family looks like. Come and see what real love looks like. We're not perfect. I'm not saying, I'm not God, so my love is not perfect yet. But I'm on my way to make it that way as best as I can. And the way that happens is entering and being in relationship with God day in, day out, a day in, day out, again and again and again.
Yeah.
Come and see. Come and see what that love looks like. Come and see what that family looks like. Now go and do.
Wow.
Go to your schools and love that way. Go to your families and love that way. Go to your jobs and love that way. Go to your friends. Go to your siblings. Go and love that way. Go and do likewise. Now you go out and do those things.
Right.
This was never meant to be a come and sit environment.
Right.
everything about what we were meant to do was to empower you guys and then send you out and say, now go change the world. Go change the world. You want to know why people are bored with faith, why Christianity is so freaking boring, and people are so worried that if they actually decided to start with faith, that they would have to give up everything and they'd end up having nothing left. And it's like, well, then what am I supposed to do on the weekends if I can't party, if I can't go out? You know who is actually saying that? The kind of people that are saying that are the people who have yet to experience the sacrificial love that would change their lives. Because the moment you get a taste of that kind of pure love is the moment you will never want to go back. Yeah. You will never, because nothing will ever taste the same ever again. Ever. You will begin to experience something so pure that when you taste it, all of a sudden you cannot, it's like you've lived your life eating Spam. Some of y'all like that, and it sickens me. Jacob. Just kidding, love you. It's the moment you realize that there is actually something real. You get the taste of someone who is a culinary artist, who specializes in ham and gives you the real deal, and suddenly they start trying to feed you the fake stuff again, and it just isn't the same. How do I go